I'm Rebecca Rand. This is the Ecovacs Deebot X9 PRO OMNI. This is groundbreaking technology in the world of robot mopping vacuums. Ecovacs has come so far in technology. The year is 2025. Let me tell you, this is a recipe for today's disaster. We have sprinkles, we've got crackers, some are all crunched up, and we've got things that maybe the cat dragged in. If you have family and you have kids, then your life is a party. And lots of times it contains sprinkles on top. And as the drama of your life unfolds, you might enjoy snacking or nibbling on some crackers. And you may be neat, but I believe that the kids are not always neat, because mine never were. And somehow, gravity is not like they teach you at school. It also includes things underneath the couch, often. Like, how did it really get down there? I have no idea how that happened, but it does. I had good kids. I don't think they intentionally put the mess underneath the carpet, but you just never know. And lots of households have pets, or they have people that shed quite a bit with their own hair. And that hair, human or otherwise, often gets all over the place too, including underneath the couch. They call them dust bunnies, but I've never found an actual rabbit underneath my couch. Just a bunch of stuff that looks like this. I think there could be drafts of air, and also my kitty cat who likes to go everywhere. The happiness of family life is always a party. And many times the messes get ground in before you've had any time to send in the troops to clean it up. Wow, what a mess. But as you set it up, before it takes its first tour of duty, you're going to want your DEEBOT X9 to map the room. So before that mess was made, I hit start mapping.
Starting mapping. I'll automatically run every corner of your home. No need to follow me. Soon, you'll see a full home map in the app.
And Yuki, the vacuum, just started talking to us, which is fantastic. Now the vacuum is going around mapping the room. That voice you heard is Yiko with GPT voice assistance. And what that means, it's based on a GPT model. And that's a neural network-based language prediction model that's built in the architecture from the R&D department of Ecovacs, so that you can speak to Yiko with voice commands. Just as we heard Yiko speak, you can actually talk back to let Yiko know what task you want next. That Yiko GPT voice assistant makes it so there's a natural and intuitive understanding of your voice commands. You don't have to say everything just right.
Mapping completed. Please check your app for details.
My Ecovacs Deebot X9 PRO OMNI did the mapping. If this room, I just concentrated to this room in less than 60 seconds. That's amazingly smart for a robot vacuum. Since the room is strictly carpet, I'm going to vacuum only. Well, the suction power, I want the max. I could have in quiet mode. I could have had it in standard. I could have had it in strong, but no. That's the max. It's going to be louder and stronger and use more battery. I don't care. I have a big mess. There is no water flow rate because this is a carpeting room. And now the cleaning speed. I could have had standard. I could have had deep cleaning. I could have had quick. I'm going for deep cleaning today. Cleaning passes. I could have had one pass. No, I'm going for 2. Okay, now I just press start and it's going to get the show on the road. Let's review how messy this carpet is. I am sitting it out on a task to get all those sprinkles, all those cracker crumbs, and all that pet hair, and everything that's underneath the couch that lurks there in the darkness. It's time to see how well the Ecovacs X9 PRO OMNI works. Check out how fast and how thorough the Ecovacs X9 PRO OMNI picks up the sprinkles. It has blast air technology that delivers 34.5 CFMs. What is that, you ask? A CFM is the cubic feet per minute of airflow that will be sucked up through this vacuum. At a suction power of 16,600 PAs. A PA stands for a Pascal unit. 1 PA is the power it would take to pick up one piece of dust. 16,600 PAs of suction power that's incorporated into this X9 PRO OMNI is fantastic suction power at the top of technology in the year 2025. That means within one pass of going over those sprinkles, it's getting up almost all of them. Now, with the AI technology and the X9 Pro Omni, it's understanding with this big of a mess to go back again. It knows when a part of your carpet is super dirty. That's the brains inside of it. Now check out as it goes under the couch in this dark area. It doesn't need any light. It can vacuum in the dark. And by the way, when it mapped, it didn't even go under the couch. It just assessed the area and calculated that as an under couch, under furniture area. It has an exceptionally low profile. It can go under couches and tables that are very low, like this couch, very close to the floor, because its height is only 3.8 inches with all that power and everything built into it. That's 98 millimeters. Ecovacs has made the X9 Pro Omni to have that exceptionally low profile to do tasks just like this, going underneath furniture for what lurks there. This is where all the cat hair, the dust bunnies, and my hair, with some weather system unknown, that brought it underneath the couch, but this is just so typical. You know that. And it's so great to know that when you clean a room, you can be cleaning underneath the couch automatically. Doesn't take once a year in spring cleaning to go underneath the furniture. You don't have to do that anymore. With your routine cleaning, you are cleaning messes like this underneath the couch. And check it out as it hops over that border of extra carpet underneath there. The X9 Pro Omni has a wonderful threshold climbing feature. It can go up a threshold up to 3/4 of an inch high. That's great for it to make transitions, like hopping over this piece of carpet. It has a 20 millimeter threshold climbing, so it can go to different rooms and cover multi-rooms with your house with ease, no matter what size of threshold. 3/4 of an inch would be a pretty severe threshold. Well, it's made to handle that. Now let's watch it overhead cleaning the whole room. I put a special camera up there so we could see the path it takes, and then it can go around that coffee table. And by the way, it has identified this as a carpet area. I only told it on the app. So the roller brush underneath it that'd be used for mopping pulls itself up and out of the way in case it were to be wet from cleaning another room nearby. It won't even touch a carpet. It is tucked away in the machine as it vacuums just carpet, like we're seeing here. I marvel at that blast airflow technology because this was an incredibly heavy mess, and not just one area, many areas of this room. Rooms typically wouldn't be this messy, but I wanted to give you a really good example of how great the X9 Pro Omni by Ecovacs is in cleaning. This is great for using after you have a sprinkles party. And look at this after shot. That carpet is clean. There's no more sprinkles anywhere. Eco got every single one of them up, all automatically. I did not have to do a thing, and that's the whole point of the Ecovacs X9 Pro Omni. It's truly hands-free cleaning. Here's the before shot, and now look at the after shot. And if you have a house with steps, check this out. That obstacle avoidance and the drop avoidance is built in, so it's not going to damage itself with a tumble. If you know my channel, you might know my kitty cat, Meow Meow. My kitty cat is a very sneaky kitty cat. Meow Meow likes to go and hide underneath beds, and I don't really know which bed of my household my kitty cat's going to hang out underneath. Today was this bed, and somehow some sprinkles made it underneath this bed as well. We got dust bunnies, we got cat fur, and we just have mess and dust and dirt. Now underneath this bed we have a hardwood floor. So what we have here is a case where my X9 Pro Omni by Ecovacs needs to not only vacuum, but also mop. Now, did you see what just happened? In one pass, with all that suction power, it got up the majority of that mess. That is fantastic. That is powerful suction and getting up that hair. It has a ZeroTangle technology. There's not going to be any hair jams. It has a special Blast plus ZeroTangle 3.0 technology. That's the technical way of describing what Ecovacs Research and Development Department has created and employed in their X9 Pro Omni. Let's check it out as it's going around the post. It has an excellent side brush to whisk into it dust and dirt and hair. It's avoiding the post. It's not going to hit it head on. It's going to go around the post. But as it goes around that post, it is whisking in the dirt into the center of it. And here we see it getting the biggest of the hairballs. It brings that into the center of the machine and gets that too. And those aren't jamming it up. The X9 Pro Omni is truly a master of sucking up hair without having it tangle and mess up in the machine. It is successful at picking up all that hair without that hair getting jammed around the brush and for the suction to stop working. We're seeing this in real time as it's getting up this huge mess underneath this bed. It's a workhorse. We see it going around cords I have underneath the bed. It wasn't going to make a wide circle around that obstacle. It was going to get close so it could clean around that obstacle without tangling up in the obstacle. It got the mess all around those cords without disturbing them. That's incredible AI obstacle avoidance technology. And here's that roller brush. This is a really good shot of it. We can see it's lifted up off the floor because it's in vacuum mode right now. It's vacuuming first. And that roller brush is not touching the floor. And look at the action of the side brush, whisking particles into itself. I marvel of the speed of the X9 Pro Omni, and look it go in and out of these posts. It's almost like an obstacle course in a road race. It navigates for whatever area it's cleaning. And when it's done vacuuming, it knows exactly the right time to start mopping. After that smart AI technology, the intelligence within the X9 Pro Omni goes right to the next task, which is mopping. We see the roller is down on the floor. It has a 16 times pressure mopping. That's going to tackle any stains if the cat had made a mess or anything else underneath this on this hardwood floor with the pressure mopping. It does deep scrubbing. We're seeing it with its trademarked OZMO roller and edge cleaning as it goes around those posts underneath the bed. We can see the floor glistening as it knew to take just the right amount of cleaning fluid onto the roller, and it does its targeted mopping. They trademarked the roller. They call it the OZMO roller, and that is scrubbing at 200 rotations per minute. That roller brush you see going around and around is going around at that type of pace, which causes friction. And the friction's what you need to pull up the stains on the floor. It also has a 10 Newton downward pressure. Let me explain newtons to you. Not heard that term before. 1 Newton is the force of about 1/4 of a pound. That's what it would feel like if you had a force of Newton pressure. If you had a force of Newton pressure on your arm, it's like someone touching you. It's like a weight of 1/4 pound on your arm. This cleaning of the big mess underneath the bed, where Meow Meow likes to hang out, is a great example of how the X9 Pro Omni is able to do vacuuming, then mopping as a smart cleaner. That was all the before. Now look at the after. Clean as a whistle, and it'll stay that way until the mess makers in your life come on back. In my house, everything gets messy pretty fast, especially with Kitty around. My Meow Meow has quite the personality, as well as being messy. The mess comes with a double scoop of love from my double-sized kitty cat, Meow Meow.
Cleaning completed. Return to station.
And after all that mess is clean, back home goes my X9 Pro Omni. So we'll show the thing. And now let's see everything it got.
Start charging. About to start auto empty. You may hear slight airflow sound due to the strong suction power, but don't worry.
Here
it's
I am
all part of the
opening
process.
the compartment where my DEEBOT X9 vacuum bag lives. This is how you take it out. It just slides right out. And see that little hole there? It'll come close. You don't have to breathe that when you do change the bags. The bags last up to 6 months. They're very big. Now, I'm going to dump out. Let's see what we got. Okay, there's the sprinkles. There's all those crumbs. Wow, there's the hair. There's the dust bunnies. Okay, wait a second. Gonna keep shaking it because I had cleaned the other room as well too. Let's get all that out. Oh, what a mess. That's a huge volume of mess. I really gave my DEEBOT X9 Pro Omni a workout. And this proves it did the job. I'm just gonna slip this vacuum bag right on in. That's how it goes back in. The DEEBOT X9 Pro Omni also comes with some clean solution. This is what it looks like. It comes in a big bottle like this, and you have to put it in. So I take out the front of the cover, and this is the cleaning solution unit. I pulled it out, Took the lid off. How much solution did I pour in? And I poured in the cleaning solution to the top line. That's going to last you maybe up to a year. Lasts a long time. It knows just how to dispense it in what amounts. Doesn't leave too much residue. You don't want a sticky floor just from the cleaning solution. It's the perfect amount. Back in it goes, ready to go. The cleaning solution dispenser just slides in and snaps in. And then I close up the front panel. And for this demonstration, I put my DEEBOT X9 Pro OMNI right in that room where I made that big coffee mess. I put my DEEBOT X9 Pro into mopping only mode. Coffee is one of those things that can stain wood floors and other types of hard surfaces, and using hot water to clean it is important, especially after it cleaned everything left over from kitty cat Meow Meow. While it's in the base station, it's going to prepare the mopping roller brush. It does a self-wash of it, and then it dries it at 145 degrees Fahrenheit, 63 degrees centigrade, and that's going to give it a hygiene finish after it cleaned everything underneath the bed with kitty cat. If you have pets, this is an important feature of the DEEBOT X9 Pro OMNI. You want that mop clean every time it leaves the machine. So I sent my DEEBOT X9 Pro OMNI to clean that coffee stain with its newly washed and cleaned roller brushes. It will stay on task till it gets all of this coffee up. With that 10 Newton downward pressure and the 200 rotations per minute of the roller brush, that gives it that extra friction with that pressure. So in the seams of my flooring and the indentations of the hardwood, the pressure of the roller brush is getting the coffee in those pores of my flooring, so the coffee's not going to stain where the indentations and the seams of the flooring are. The DEEBOT X9 Pro OMNI is a great choice if you have multiple types of floorings in your house like I do, like you saw here in this video. This was just a wet mess, but I've shown you the multiple kinds of messes that households can have. In just a few minutes, it had sucked up all the wetness with the coffee and mopped it with its clean roller brush head. So this room too got clean in a jiffy. Just look at my hardwood floor now. Here's the mess before, a very big mess, and here's the floor after, all polished and ready for the next mess. When you order your Ecovacs Deebot X9 Pro OMNI, it comes right to your door. Here it is at my door in this box. I put the box on my counter and I went to open the box, so down on my kitchen floor it goes. And when you first open it, the first thing you see is a quick start guide, which was great. Here's some close-ups of how well it's illustrated and how simple the instructions are to get you going. Out came the quick start guide, and here is everything else that was wrapped up very carefully in the box. I'm taking everything out layer by layer, including the disc and then the base, all packed up in that corrugated cardboard to prevent damages during shipping. I put everything on my kitchen counter. Everything came well wrapped. I unwrapped everything, and here is the Ecovacs base station, the cover and the disc, and the start guide. The front of the base station was even extra wrapped in plastic. Here's a close-up of the cord, and here is the instruction manual, the limited warranty, some other information. Now let me thumb through the instruction manual so you can see it's well written. Easy to understand again, well illustrated, and other information. Now here is the ramp that your DEEBOT will go up, and that you'll place. The ramp has treads on it. Here is the electrical cord. It's a 3-prong cord, and on the other end, it connects with a connection with a 3-connection insert. Here is the disc with that Y. Here is the DEEBOT X9 Pro OMNI disc. I open that up. On the back of the disc, there's a QR code, and also on the disc is a QR code to make it easy for you to download the app. And a Bluetooth signal. We see the red power button slider and the internal dustbin. The internal dustbin has information on how you can open it up, which I do here, and I'm showing you all of that. And that has a HEPA filter inside. And that you can take out and clean periodically, just like this. You can rinse that off with water, you can brush it. It'll last you about a year. Here I am reinserting the HEPA filter and putting back the internal dustbin. This doesn't get dirty very often, but once in a while you're going to want to check it. Here I am taking out the internal roller brush. This has anti-tangle technology. It's designed not to have tangles of hair. And now I place it back in its housing. The roller brush fits in the front. This is what spins around and cleans the floor. And on the top left is the whisking brush with the anti-tangle technology. The way the whisking brush is set up is so when it whips around towards the center of the machine, the hairs on it can easily slide and get sucked up by the internal parts of the machine. Now here I am touching the wheels. The wheels have a lot of give, so they are able to go over 3/4 inch thresholds. Here I am pushing them down and letting them rise up. They are very durable and high quality. Here's the back of the machine, and that includes the water filling port. That's what we're looking at here. And the top silver rectangles are the charging contacts in the back. Here's the front of the machine. We see the side brush on the left, and we see on top the obstacle detection sensors. Here's a close-up of that. It recognizes in 3D objects and shapes and processes that in order to move around obstacles. Here's a charging station with the base attached, and I've opened it up so you can see the dustbin. This dustbin is high capacity. You'll only have to change this every 3 to 6 months depending on its usage. On the left we see the cleaning fluid, and here's that dispenser. I took it out to show you. Here's a close-up of the internal charging contacts on the charging base. Here's a side profile of the base, and here's the back of the base. Here is where you're going to connect the charging port. Has an on and off switch as well. Here are the water tanks from a top-down perspective. The dirty water on the left and the clean water goes on the right. I took the tanks out so we can see the dirty water tank on the left and the clean water tank on the right. This is what the dirty water tank looks like inside, and here's the clean water tank. To remove the tanks, you simply pull up from the top of your home-based charging station. You fill it with normal tap water to the fill line, close the lid, and then put them right back in. They snap right in so easily. Now here's the dirty water tank after I did all that cleaning. Let me show you. That's all that coffee mess and the dirty water from cleaning the floor underneath the bed. This proves how much I'm throwing this down the drain. You can even see the sudsiness of the cleaning fluid. And then I advise you give it an extra rinse too before replacing it back into your home base. The lid just snaps on and then back in it goes, ready for next time. Now, I'm going to hook up the charging with the charging cord you get. This is a 3-pronged 120 volt normal North American household outlet charging cord. And the other end of that cord goes right into the back of the machine. Can you believe how amazing this Ecovacs X9 Pro Omni robot vacuum is? Every time that the Ecovacs company comes out with a new product, I'm always so excited. Click the link below to get your Ecovacs Deebot X9 Pro Omni. The link is right there in the description box. I'm Rebecca Brand. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to get notified of my next video. And let's keep making great recipes in life. And today's recipe is one for easy cleaning with your Ecovacs Deebot X9 Pro Omni. Now I'm just gonna go relax now that my room is all clean. It's pleasant to be here when the mess is up. If you like this video, here's some over there, including some of my recipes. Now they're a little messy too. You're gonna want to clean up after them. Just click